All right, enough Champions League. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Juve supposedly hired Andrea Pirlo to make them more attacking and dominant in Europe. How'd that work out against Porto on Wednesday, Jules?
Oh my God, where do we start? It was terrible. I just thought it was terrible. The game plan, give the ball to Chiesa and he's going to do something.
Chiesa is pretty special. He did do something.
Yeah, but how can that be your game plan? You're Juventus manager, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, you've got plenty of players. This is your game plan. Give the ball to Chiesa and he's going to work something out. There was nothing. Collectively, there was nothing. The only half-space run that we saw was Rabiot at the end for the cross for the goal. That was it.
I got something to say about this. First of all,
I knew you were going to defend Pirlo. I don't know how after a game like this you can defend it.
I'm attacking other people. Okay, well, first of all, in the end, the outcome is 2-1, and which means obviously they can still turn it around.
And they're lucky.
They need to think about the fact that at this stage, they screwed the pooch big time against Atletico Madrid 2 years ago and against Lyon.
Yeah.
They were unprepared when they went on the pitch, which is why they gave up those two stupid goals. You give
Who
up goals
prepares them?
within 60 seconds.
Who prepares them?
The manager prepares them.
Pirlo.
That's on Pirlo. But
yeah.
I think, and that can mean experience. I think it's also on all this crap about veteran leadership, veteran leaders. This was not a game to play Chiellini in. Oh, but he's just veteran. No, because the guy last half an hour.
Whose goal is that?
Off, and there was no Bonucci.
Pirlo as well.
That's fine. That's fine. No, but what I'm saying is, Pirlo, I'm going to say this strong. I'm going to talk to camera. I say to camera, Andrea, be strong. You're here for a reason. You have certain ideas. Stick to them. The fact that you won a bunch of games playing badly recently, it doesn't mean you have to go back to try to imitate Allegri.
Exactly.
Be yourself. You're here to try to impose yourself on the other team. That should have been what happened, because if you don't play this way in Europe, what happens? If you give up a goal, all of a sudden you're chasing. Porto can defend
4-4-2,
till the cows come home.
Intensity,
right?
Exactly.
And you need to execute that better. Stick with that. Don't buy into this whole, oh no, let's defend deeper, wait for Cristiano to do something. No, because then Cristiano has a bad game, as sometimes happens even if Cristiano.
There was no service anyway.
He had no service. He did nothing. I mean, he didn't carry the team, which sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Nobody can carry the team every single game, not even that guy.
That's true.
And so you find yourself in this situation. Only good news is that Chiesa goal, and so you can turn around the return leg. But you should not be in this position.
Liverpool went away to Leipzig or Budapest after 3 straight defeats and emerged as 2-0 winners. Gab, what does this say about Klopp and especially about your boy, or our boy, Nagelsmann?
What it says about Nagelsmann is the way they play. They're always going to be subjected to the tyranny of individual mistakes. That's what it says.
But even if you play differently, those mistakes should not happen anyway.
No.
Especially in Sabitzer.
Now, I want to be clear. They didn't lose this game just simply because Leipzig threw it away. But equally, it doesn't mean everything is right at Liverpool.
No.
Liverpool, they used their experience, they used their know-how, they used the fact. I thought Curtis Jones was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. We've said it before, haven't we?
Yeah,
he has to start more.
We're big fans because Liverpool need the energy. We saw a different side of them, and I think the most important thing from Klopp was, you got the win. You're on your way. You can put this out of the way for a minute. Concentrate on the Premier League, where you need to make sure that you finish top 4.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a great Liverpool performance, and they have all the mitigating factors of all the injuries that we all know about. They're still tired. They're still leggy.
Yeah. They don't create much, to be fair. Apart from the 2 goals, there's the one Salah chance in the first half, and that's it.
The big boot over the top. But yeah, move on, and you're good. Manchester City make it 17 wins in a row on Wednesday night, beating Everton and my boy Carlo Ancelotti, our boy again.
Yeah.
3-1. Jules, they're 10 points clear. Now Kevin De Bruyne is back. It's over, yeah?
I think so. I don't know how. I don't know, one, who will stop them. And 2, even if one team stops them, there will still be 7 or 9 points clear or whatever it is. And you just think like, wow. The way they played away as well at Everton, dominating the way they did. I mean, Everton scored, but it's a free goal.
Look, Everton, no Allen, no James
from
the
course,
start.
They've got
no
Calvert-Lewin.
But what got me was, City were lucky on their opening goal. Everton were lucky with the equalizer, right? And you figure, okay, it's halftime. Normally, psychologically, you figure, all right, this is going to be a hard one. This is one we can live with a draw in the second half. And now, all of a sudden, you've got the individuals who make the difference.
And even with no Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, I thought was fantastic.
He's turned it around after
really
back
to his best like this. And again, credit to Pep and the players for having put that run of form together. Not just those 17 wins in a row, but the 24 games unbeaten since the Spurs defeat. UEFA will decide on Champions League expansion next month, and there are some aspects that the Premier League will oppose. Gab, what is it all about?
Okay, so as we've told you before, they're going to vote to go to 36 teams in the Champions League. They're going to have this thing called the Swiss system where everybody plays. They end up playing 10 games.
Yeah, it's like 2 tables.
Yeah, so it's complicated. You'll get used to it. I don't dislike that, but the issue is those 4 other teams. The idea is, we'll just give them to whoever has the highest UEFA coefficient, best historical ranking.
Yeah.
That would actually give the Premier League more teams, or certainly it ends up favoring the bigger teams. I think it's stupid, and I think it's unfair. The Premier League, I think their objection is, well, okay, so we can live with the 4 extra dates, but equally, this changes the dynamic for us.
Yeah, because if you finish 4th in the Premier League, but don't have a strong coefficient as the team behind you, they will go instead of you, right?
Well, no, I think the top 4 will.
The top 4 that finishes 5th.
Yeah, you could have a team that's going to finish 10th, but why should they bother trying hard the rest of the season in the Premier League? So hopefully, there's talk of capping it at 5. Hopefully, it'll go down that road, and it will be a cap at 5 per league.
Yeah.
But again, I don't like the way this is going. Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry have both been linked to the job at Bournemouth, who were relegated, of course, from the Premier League last season. Eddie Howe leaving the club. Jules, do Bournemouth's owners realize that they don't necessarily have to hire French World Cup winning former Gooners? Robert Pires also in the
John
mix?
Terry is on the short list.
Jean-Alain Boumsong?
David Wagner. Jean-Alain Boumsong didn't win the World Cup, but yeah, I see Frank Leboeuf, our friend Frankie.
Is he in the running too?
No.
Willy Sagnol? No.
David Wagner is, and so is John Terry.
And Lionel Charbonnier, of course.
Lionel Charbonnier, of course.
Okay, seriously, these 2 guys, why?
Because they're young, because they've got a bit of experience, they've got good ideas, they're big names, which I think Bournemouth, the owner at Bournemouth certainly likes. Patrick Vieira did some good things at Nice. The first season finished 8th.
I'm not saying they're bad people or whatever, but it just seems odd to me, and also odd in terms of you go from Eddie Howe, who, let's face it, if you had Patrick Vieira here and you say, hey, who is the most different person in the universe in every way, shape, or form from Patrick Vieira?
Why would you want another Eddie Howe? Why would you want another Eddie Howe? Maybe after 10 years of Eddie Howe, you want something a bit different. So someone with new ideas, different background, different culture, but who still knows the league, who knows the country, who's a big name, who can handle the pressure because he's been, at the top. And I can't see why those 2 names is not a good idea.
Who do you think is better equipped?
I think they both have pros and cons, and knowing them so well, both as players, as managers.
Okay, I
think Patrick has done the transition from being a player. This is behind him. I think Thierry, still parts of him, is still a player, and I'm not sure how that can work out.
I'm a big fan I like both of them. I think Patrick Vieira is on another level. I don't know if his future. He's one of those guys where I don't know if his future is as a manager or as an executive. I think there's so much to give. I don't say this in any disrespect to Bournemouth.
No.
I am surprised that there aren't bigger clubs who haven't been willing to give him a bigger role. I don't know if he's obsessed with saying, I want to be a manager, that's all I want to do, or whatever.
Look, if you're
I am frankly surprised.
If you're Patrick or even Thierry, you think, okay, I can do the Frank Lampard way. Okay, not that he did it well, but start in the Championship where you could, even John Terry in certain extent, you start, in the Championship as a number 1 or, as a number 2. And you continue your learning curve because they're still young, they're still learning. And maybe the pressure is less, certainly than if you were in the Premier League. You have more time to work. You've got players who maybe are more receptive. And then you build it like this. Then instead of going straight into, a Crystal Palace or a top club in the Premier League, or where you've got the pressure, the expectations are high, or this is Patrick Vieira, the scrutiny is much bigger. Maybe it's a much better way of doing it than go straight in at the top and that sort of backfires.
No, but they're not going straight. He's already managed at Nice and
he's got a year and a half at Nice,
City.
and then New York City, and that's it. And Thierry's 103 days at Monaco, and then a year at Montreal. It's hardly like the best experience ever to go straight into the Premier League and a big club in the Premier League.
All right. I just hope we see them somewhere else.
We'll see. The Bundesliga CEO Christian Seifert has slammed a possible European Super League, calling the clubs behind it poorly managed cash burning machines. I love that. Who could he be possibly talking about, Gab?
I'm not going to put words into his mouth. I'm just going to note that the three clubs that have been cited in many news reports as being drivers of the Super League are Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Manchester United. Which Manchester United cash burning, but at least cash generating and net positive generally.
Poorly managed.
He does make a good point, and I really feel very, very strongly about this. We've had 10 years of continuous expansion in football. The game has grown in terms of revenue and money like at no other time in its history. And you're in this situation where you have to shut your stadium for 6 months and all of a sudden you're imploding and that you have to go and change the whole architecture of football to suit yourself. Look, I have no problem with big clubs saying we take the entrepreneurial risk and so we're going to take more of the upside. That's fine. That also means you got to take more of the downside. It's as simple as that. And, you know, obviously he's the Bundesliga CEO and obviously Super League would hurt the Bundesliga.
Yeah, of course. He's defending his league.
But he's got a point. And I'm glad. I actually wish he'd named names. I wish more people would name names.
Yeah, probably you're right.
Because I'll tell you what, a lot of these sniveling owners who will talk to anybody about getting Super League, I give credit because Florentino is still the only one to come out in the open.
Yeah, true.
Right.
But do you agree that if there's the Champions League revamp in 2024 with more games, different formats, more money for the clubs, would they be happy with that, or they will still be at some point pushing for their own super?
They're always going to push for more. They're always going to push for more. Even this thing with with another revamp, right? Ligue 1 goes from 3 to 4 clubs, and then why? It's just for immediate money. It's not about growing the game. It's not about giving opportunities to countries outside the Big Five. That's all it is. They're always going to want more. And the minute the money comes in, they go and they spend it, right?
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just vanity.
Yeah.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a hat-trick at the weekend, but now he's being investigated over a tattoo. What's the deal, Jules? Why can't Arsenal have some peace and tranquility and normality? It can't all be Ozil's fault.
No, surely not now that he's gone. I don't know. It seems that there's a photo of Aubameyang and his tattooist together when you're not allowed to have any people visiting you in your house.
How do you know when the picture was taken?
I don't know. I think that's what they're trying to figure out, if he breached the rules of social distancing and all the lockdown rules or not. I don't know, but it's just...
Where's the tattoo?
On his hand, I think.
All right, so it's someplace you would notice if it's new.
Yeah, it's definitely a new one, but we'll have to see. I'm just hoping that he hasn't done anything too wrong, you know? Gab, who is Darren Drysdale? Drysdale, and why is he your new hero? And I'm not sure I agree with that line, by the way, but go on.
Okay, he's a temporary hero. Look, what he did was wrong, and he's apologized for it. This dude is a referee in the Championship, or in League One, apparently, right? And Ipswich apparently play in League One now. Yeah. I remember them when they were a Premier League side. And Alan Judge, who I do remember, because he's a little tiny sort of winger type, looks like a jockey, right? The guy goes over in the box, claims he was fouled, blah, blah, blah. Has a go at the referee. This Darren Drysdale dude, okay, he's an RAF veteran, right? He served in Iraq, right?
He's like mean.
Alan Judge is like the size of a postage stamp. He goes head to head with him, gets right in his face. And, you can see Alan Judge. Now, he got in trouble. He's had to apologize because it's not proper behavior from a referee. And you don't want referees sticking up for themselves, right?
But if a player does that to a referee, you go mad. You go outraged. Well, ban him, do this, do that. Why
you're talking to the guy who wrote Paolo Di Canio's autobiography.
I know,
okay?
but still.
I wouldn't necessarily do that. But yes, I take your point. No, we need civility and respect. Just nice. Once in a while,
you're right.
These guys stick up for themselves.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.